Hello, my friend. This is Dr. Samuel Kisseadoo, your friend, speaking to you from Hampton, Virginia. Marriage is a sexual activity oriented relationship. Okay? And through the sexual activity, human beings are born. That is the only relationship between two humans where God expects sex to operate in terms of the activity, not in terms of the gender. It must be honored, must be respected, and done within the boundaries of decency and holiness, and in the boundaries of love. I think one of the problems in most marriages is how to be able to solve the problem of the frequency and the extent for the couple. So I need to mention a few things that I think I sat down with 40 years experience of marriage, and from all that I've heard from people of about 50 years of ministry and counseling, 54 years actually, I decided to pen down these and you can add your own. I had a whole lot of them. Is it about 38? So I decided to do it in two phases, part one, part two of this video. The frequency and extent of sexual activity in a marriage, what does it depend on? What are the factors that influence it such that the people are always not too happy with or too satisfied with their sexual life or their sex life? Number one, the absence or presence and level of the libido, the sexual desire, at a particular time. Either is absent or is too much for the other person. It depends on many, many factors. From your physiology, the way your body is working at a particular time, your fears, your anxiety, and then stress, your nutrition, whether you eat well, and then chemical changes that can occur. And of course, your mind, which is your primary sex organ, how you have been thinking about sex with your partner, an experience you have had which is not the best for you, bad news, and then a focus on something else which is occupying your attention and driving you away from pleasures of the body. Let's say there's an important exam you're not passing, and it's coming on, and you have just been thrown out of your job, fired or laid off, financial issues of different kinds, your children or your child is in trouble of a kind, health issues of your spouse or family members, and then all kinds of problems. You could even be a minister, but things are not going on well with the ministry. So a number of factors contribute to the libido. Then, of course, age comes in terms of the chemicals operating properly according to your age, or some other things that are coming into your body that are not making your sex desire go up but come down. Now, hormones control these. So the hormones at different stages of our lives have a major role to play in this. Now, if you have any doubts, always see your doctor about it. Okay? So the libido counts. Whilst you are feeling it so intensely, the other person is zero. He's not feeling it at all. And you do it and you finish and he feels that, well, you alone enjoyed it. I didn't enjoy it. And therefore the frequency is going to be low. Or it's going to be very high because maybe both of you. So it goes on and on and on. So watch the libido. Number two, the time availability for the sexual activity. Sometimes both of you are very busy. Or you must be considerate with the other person's time. If a baby comes in, twins come in. Can you imagine if you are triplets? Sexual activity will be in trouble. I tell you. Your mind and your attention are always occupied by the babies. Or you have been transferred to a place and you have to settle, and there's so much to do, so much to put together. So for about a month or 2 months, your mind is not on bodily pleasures, but how to get things together. You see? Or there's some trouble and there's a problem to solve, court cases involved, or you have to be going to court, or you have to deal with tension in the home and other issues. A stepchild was brought, or stepchildren have to come, and they say, no, we don't have enough money here, let them stay where they are. Or you are paying attention to this one and neglecting that. All kinds of issues affect the time. Time is being spent for something else that appears more important at a particular time, so you don't have time for it. The kind of work takes you out in the morning, brings you back late at night. And when you come, your partner is sleeping. So waking up the person is even a problem and all that. So time availability. Number 3, the prevailing conditions at home or place, prevailing conditions at the place for the activity at a particular time, including the presence of children and relatives or visitors. Sometimes there's a visitor that came in, and the visitor is going to be there for 2 months. And it's next door. The walls are thin. Any slight noise, the person hears it. And the worst cases are when the bed has creaking sounds and noise, coochie, and then there's trouble for both of you, because the other person can't even focus. The noise being made, or when there is the high, the person is getting high in the activity, the person can't just resist moaning and making of noise, typically the woman. And there are instances where there's a fight because the man thinks the woman is making too much noise. But he has to. That's how the one is. And somebody tells me when it happens, he puts the hand on the mouth of the woman. And the children are grown. Yeah. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 type of people. And he says the children are hearing us. Well, they hear you and that is what should happen. So, well, that's something for discussion. But the prevailing conditions, when they are children until they are sleeping, if it's a baby of 6 months, 1 year, but when the child is 4, 5, 6, you better be careful. A guy who had pornography problem was telling me part of the problem was sexual activities of the dad and mom. They were in the same room and they thought he was sleeping at the age of 6 and 7. That one, they should have known and be careful. And 6, 7, 8, and you look there and think, oh, he's sleeping. Sometimes I know it's hard. You're all in the same room. There's nowhere for the child to go. Maybe even in the living room, the big brother is sleeping there, or the big sister. So it can be tough for some people with accommodation problems. But find a way of going about it. There is always a way out of stuff. So that affects the frequency. So if we did it today, or allowed you to do it today, some put it that way, I allowed you. Let's give ourselves some days because the environment is not the best. So let's do it as less as possible. And the other person says no. Number 4, duties in and outside of the home. If your duties take you out to work at night, then the night when the other person wants to do it, you're not there. So it's going to be a daytime thing. And the daytime when children are walking around or activities are there, and I have to also do something during the day. You work at night, I work during the day. Sometimes when you are coming, I'm leaving. That one is not easy. And you are off only once or 1.5 times or twice a week. Then becomes a problem. Work it out. Work it out. Okay? Concerning your duties. If it is really terrible, you can forgo once, every 2 weeks or once a week, something, to lose something. But say, hey, I don't want to lose $1, or a naira or a cedi or a pound or euro. Oh, no. Then we have to work things out and starve ourselves for a while. Whatever it is, work around your duties. Don't use your duty as an excuse and be work, money, ministry, profession, political, career-minded, such that you neglect your sexual duties in your own marriage or home. That is not good. If God is not happy with you, it's going to affect even the money and the fame and the popularity and the effectiveness you think you want to achieve, if God is not happy with you. So be careful. Number 5, humility, wisdom, and submission to the needs of your mate. If you don't submit to the needs, you're not meeting my needs, then I feel like you're using me. And then the flexibility to make the necessary adjustments for every important sexual need in a marriage at a specific time or a specific season. Be flexible in a season. Some people, when you're on your menstrual period, they still want to do it. It's the sexual activity during the menstrual period is not the best, because blood is going the opposite direction. Contractions, and the endometrium is shed, the lining of the uterus. So there's live tissue. And if it gets attached to a sperm and it swims all the way to the oviduct, the fallopian tube, and lodges there and decide to undergo mitosis, cell division, you can block the tube. It doesn't mean it's going to happen, but be wise about it, okay? Be wise and self-controlled. That's just one example. Or when I'm not well, or I'm sick, or down there is surgery that went on, I'm not fully healed. I had my C-section, I'm not on the road yet. Or had a baby, I'm not on the road yet. And you can't control yourself. Self-control is very important for very healthy, enjoyable, and good sexual lifestyle in a marriage. Self-control. I always say, do you realize that in the fruits of the Spirit, in Galatians 5:22-23, it is love which is obedience to the word. John 14:15, if you love me, obey my commandments. And 1 John 3:16, if you love me, then lay down your life. I can't lay down my life. He or she doesn't do it. Why should I? Then I'm obeying the word in John 14:15. So I do what is right. I'm laying down my life. Okay? But it is not as easy as that. So when needs are not being met, but the other person needs to be satisfied, let your mind go to love, which is obedience to God's word. It's tough. See, you're not minding me. Look, my shoe. I walk like a bow-legged man. The shoe has got so worn out at the bottom. There's an angle. I walk like a bow-legged. And you are preventing me from getting a new shoe. And then you are telling me you want to make love, look at my dress, you see, and all that. Whatever needs are, and the need of affection. You don't welcome me home. You don't help me in the kitchen. You don't call home. You're unaffectionate. 2 months, 3 months, to get your wife to even to give you a kiss. Hey, welcome you and hug you, standing like a piece of wood. Conservative, where I come from, the culture, the tradition. Tradition what? What culture? What are you talking about? So it can be tough. And the person doesn't feel, affectionate towards you. There are different people with different temperaments, different ways of thinking, and different needs. So be very careful and don't compare your husband or wife to somebody else. Needs are different. Okay? But talking about the fruit of the Spirit, love, when you obey, then you have joy because you're doing God's will. There's joy poured in your heart by the Holy Spirit. Then peace, the peace of Christ in your heart. Then patience comes in, patience comes in, and self-control. Do you realize that self-control is the last one when they are listing the fruit of the Spirit in Galatians 5:22-23? It's because self-control is what you use to manage all the gifts and all the fruits. It's self-control that didn't make Eve control herself to stop eating the fruit. Look at the color. The devil says, look at it. Okay, self-control given by the Spirit of God. So flexibility, self-control, and meeting of needs. Be humble enough and be wise to submit to the needs of your partner. The submission the Bible talks of is submission to needs, submission to leadership, submission to both. You submit to both. That is why in Galatians chapter 5, Ephesians chapter 5, the verse 21, submit to one another out of reverence for Christ. Before the woman was asked to submit specially to the husband, to your. The your is important. If you can't submit to him, don't marry him. So work mutual submission through the fear of God, which is through studying the word and obeying the word, to humble yourself under God's mighty hand, which is his word to you. And then you submit to a husband who has submitted to God. And the women don't work on that. Teach the children. Let's teach our daughters in the courtship to make sure the bishop and apostle and prophet and deacon and elder and the planter of churches, the one on the radio and television, that's not what you're marrying. You fall in love with the personality, but you live with the character. Make sure it's a word of God man, not just a title man. And then he gets into the bedroom, into the home, and he's not that bishop pulpit person. It's a totally different person in the home. Because the word of God is not active. Work on that. And you have the word and be serious. Eve, have the word, be serious, and go and help Adam. So the women too are not helping the men in so many ways. Number 6, medications being taken, allergies, infections, doctor's advice, state of health, including health of the reproductive organs, all contribute to the frequency and extent of sexual activity in a marriage. Okay, there are some drugs, high blood pressure, hypertension, drugs, they bring down the pressure. So you need the ration of blood, and there's a high pressure to go for the reproductive areas. They are strengthened. I don't want to do too much biology here. And also being careful with the language I use, because you don't know who may listen to this one. Of course, it's for married people. But single people listen to, I don't want to whet the appetite too much. But blood rushes into the penis, the vagina area. Some biology here, okay? And then if you take high blood pressure medication and it brings the pressure down, it's difficult to have erection, and then to also get a feeling you're together as a woman. Especially it affects the men a lot. And there are some drugs that also give certain side effects. And then you have allergies, certain times of the year, and certain infections will affect you. And then a doctor may be advising that due to ABC, which is going on, suspend sexual activity for some time, or do it a little more, and the other person is not ready. So the state of health of the entire body, as well as health of the reproductive organs. Okay, the scent and everything must be right. If you don't take good care of it, and the scent is repulsive, it repels the other person. So once something goes on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, with it in the mind, when you're approaching it, it dominates your mind so much that even when it's not there, you begin to expect it and you are put off. Okay? And of course, certain comments, bad comments before sexual activity or during the activity will just blow the things off. Be very careful what you say before and what you are saying and things. There should be complete focus, concentration. Number 7, menstrual periods of the wife and their attendant effects, other effects accompanying the period, you see, which affects the health and feelings in the body of the woman can affect the frequency and the extent. The extent means how far do you go? How many rounds do you think you can have? Or how long to do it? The frequency is how many times a week or how many times a month. Okay. And for when you are younger, it is easier because you have strength from the age of 20, 22, 23, all the way to 30, 35 to 40. But when you reach 40, where life begins, you say life begins at 40. And 45, when you hit 50, mid-year crisis, and then things start happening. Things begin to go down. For some people, it goes to about 60 before. Some even when they get to 70 before, they begin to realize, oh, now my memory, my erection, my libido, the sex feeling, desire for things, and bodily aches and things all contribute, okay? So please just watch. Some people, right after the period, they still are a little different. You know, different people are different, you know. But you see, your mind is your primary sex organ. A lot depends on how you think about even problems. Focus on problems. You see, if there is a problem that bothers you, even when you are eating, it affects the appetite. Because it's dominating your mind and you can't even focus on what you are eating. That is why Christ came to take care of us. Go over scripture in your mind and trust things into God's hands. What are you killing yourself for? In the end, you leave all behind. You leave the house, the car, the position, the money. Everything will be left behind. Why do you allow it to stop you from being happy with even food? See something you're enjoying, you're watching something, and your mind, you're absent-minded for 5 minutes, thinking about some problem. I know it is tough. If you have to pay rent, you haven't paid yet. It is past due about 2 days, 3 days now. You don't have a job, or what you are paid is little. You're a pastor of a congregation that can't pay you, and you can't find any good job to do. Sometimes it's your fault. You ran too fast into ministry instead of educating yourself a little more. So now you want to get job alongside the ministry, and because your education is poor, you say, oh, well, the Lord is calling me, and you wouldn't continue to study. So sometimes plan properly. See, sometimes it's you. Or you don't want to work so that people will think you're working, they won't give you donations. So you are refusing to. And after people spend money, scholarship, everything for you to go to study. Yes, people are called by God. We don't deny that. But there are some people, they don't want to do anything to work. Sometimes even teaching in a school, get opportunity to minister to them. But you don't want to do anything, otherwise people will think, oh, he's working. No, let us not donate. Don't just copy people. Find out the calling God has given you and how he wants you to do it, when and everything, okay? Number 8, age-related issues. When I say age-related issues, effects of menopause. Some can have the hot flashes for over 20 years. Do you know that? You see, and then the libido goes down, the sex feeling, the muscle weaknesses. You see, some of the styles, they are for young people. A man was going to do it and was asking, actually, he's even a minister, was asking the wife a certain style, and then he started and stuff. He said, look, you should have been doing this when we were younger. Now that we are in our 60s, we better stop. Because my waist, when you have your own arthritis, you are worrying about, and your shoulder is aching, and your knees are this. You're asking me to behave like a 25-year-old? No. Do what will make us enjoy it, so that in the process, I don't just go, hey, and it has nothing to do with the activity, but due to my arthritis. Okay, so with the styles, always think of the effects on the woman. She suffers more, you see, and men too are stronger in some ways. So think about that. Then low blood flow and consequent blood pressure that affects the erection. Then low semen and low sperm levels as a result of something wrong in the system. Then diminished sexual hormone levels. Testosterone is low, oxytocin, estrogen, and things are in trouble because of the age or because something else is wrong or some medication is having side effect in that direction, okay, then vaginal dryness as the person gets older. But these days you have lubricants. Make sure your lubricant is water soluble. One of the days you use shea butter cream and then you use Vaseline and those things. No, no, no. Whatever you use must be water soluble. Now they are all over in the stores, okay? But be very careful about all kinds of forms which are on the street and places. Be careful how you use chemicals and ointments and all kinds of things in delicate areas of your body, okay? Then temporary impotence, especially after the age of 50. Naturally, see, things begin to go down. So understand each other. See, now the doctor must prescribe the Viagra. Don't just go and buy it and use it. Because you have 20 milligram, 25 milligram, and so milligrams, and 50 and 100. Let the doctor prescribe it. Okay, because of your heart condition, you may not know. If you know you have a heart condition, that is why you need to prescribe exactly the dose, or Cialis, or any of these. There are local herbs, but you have to be careful about that also. Of course, there are people in towns and villages where you don't have all these scientific drugs. And the herbals have helped them for years. But still be extra careful. You don't know the dosage and it's not tested. They just drink it by faith. But it's amazing how they're able to say drink 1 cup twice a day and things, and it works. So all of us have drank these herbal things when we're grown up. It's very easy to use those ones for boil, for skin, for this. But once you drink into your body, you need to be very careful how much you take in, okay? Because sometimes you think, I didn't drink enough, let me drink more, and it's overdose. Anyway, number 9, conditions related to pregnancy and childbirth. If babies are not coming, the one is so discouraged that it sends the sexual desires down. Or the person is pregnant and the desire goes down, or is thinking of the baby, not even because the doctor has said something, but is thinking of the condition of the baby. Now, if you know she's pregnant, of course, you must be wise enough. If it's something is good to be done wisely, thinking of the baby and the body of the woman. But if it's a threatened pregnancy, and doctor has advised you, whatever you do to ask for self-control, please do. Pray to God about that. And then, of course, childbirth. Okay, childbirth can create a condition. I've met someone before who had a little problem when he was going to have the baby. Something happened to the pelvic area. So he's not able to stretch the legs widely anymore. So everything had to be done from behind. And the man is a little concerned and getting the same thing all the time. And the enemy is using that to bring tension to the point of where divorce was being threatened. Ooh. You see, sometimes it's not a problem bringing the divorce. But when we get problems, it's the language we use, the things we say, that triggers so many things. Most of the divorce is words. About money, they say abuse. But the abuse he's talking about, it could have been solved. They could have forgiven each other. What triggered it and all that could have been solved. But the aftermath, you may not be able to control the storms of life, but you can make your boat strong. You may not be able to control the situation, but you can manage your response. You see? And then other things do happen. Okay? So things related to that, discuss it and agree, and also know that God can make a way and breakthrough for you in all circumstances. Don't just say, well, there's nothing I could do, this is the only solution. That's not true. Number 10, tiredness and stress levels in the body. When you are tired, it's not the best for serious sexual activity. Unless maybe, well, you have to satisfy your partner because the one wants it. And then the stress levels will always affect everything. Your devotion, your thinking, your prayer, your planning, your temper. And stress is is the trigger for a lot of illnesses of humans. So if you want to do, experts say at least one very good sex a week. It doesn't mean do it once a week. Apart from all the little ones, one should be very good. And there's no fast good sex. You have to take time to plan it and let each other be aware of it and prepare the mind for it. Make sure you have clean hands, a rested body. There are some good men who in some instances come home early for a wife to rest, even sleep and wake up, see, to take care of the homework of the kids and things. So they eat early, dinner early, and the woman will sleep up to 11, and around midnight, hey, then they enjoy each other. Okay? It doesn't mean all the time, but maybe once or twice a month he does that, in addition to other things that you do. Okay? Number 11, prevailing trials, suffering, challenges, problems. For example, difficult pregnancy or childbirth, disease-related issues, disturbing illness in a relative. The person may even come and live with you. You have to be visiting every day or every other day. Going to the hospital to see your mom or your dad or someone who had the surgery and their complications, or your wife had C-section and is not yet home because complications set in, or the baby is still in incubator and all that. Death of a loved one. Oh, that can really devastate emotions. Work so much, a project, you have been posted to a new place, appointed as a supervisor of something, you want to impress your superiors. And then your educational or financial problems can also be an issue. Educational or financial problems, all of them will affect your feeling. Once your feelings are negatively impacted, affected, it's going to affect your sexual life. Number 12, fear, doubt, insecurity, and apprehensions. Hey, something may happen. Something seems is going to happen from the threat I received. But that's what someone tells me happened to him or her. Things related to your background or your present condition, or conditions related to your partner, they can all affect the frequency and the intensity. Because sometimes as you do it, your mind is somewhere. Or you're solving a problem in your mind. Okay. Now these things, understand your partner. Don't just be so zealous, filled with passion to do the things such that you don't consider anything your partner is saying. If you're also in the habit of excusing every time, my fingernail, my nose, my hair, my tummy, my back, my front, my left, my right, then the person wouldn't believe you when you're serious. Always crying wolf when there's no wolf. One day when 10 tigers and 10 lions are coming, the person will say you are lying. When that day is a terrible day, okay? We like using excuses, a number of women. And it's also because of their little squabbles and little things they can't sort out, or when they feel the man is just using them. The man, communication is important. If communication is poor with your wife, she cannot enjoy sex with you. You go out, you don't call during the day, you don't know how to welcome people. You come from outside, and maybe she's home. You don't behave like someone who has come to meet the wife with your enthusiasm or whatever it is. But when we get to the bedroom, then enthusiasm suddenly drops from somewhere in space, for sexual activity. You see. So let's work well on that. The women to do it. You're always not showing enthusiasm. Then when you want money, you want attention, and you want this and that and that and that, you want me to pay for something. Then suddenly you're behaving like now you want to give it to me, or you want to do it with me. That also is bad. Give good impressions about yourselves to each other. It's going to help you. Number 13, lack of trust and confidence. If I don't trust you, not because you are having sexual affair outside or whatever it is. You see, you betray me to your family, or you betray me to my family. Whatever you do, things are supposed to be between the two of us. I don't trust you because your love, you're still in touch with that old boyfriend, old girlfriend, all kinds of things. I don't trust you with money. And you are sneaky. You never tell me all of your mind. Not that you're a bad person, but you're always like a crocodile who goes, you can't tell whether he's smiling or he's going to eat you up. Your yes sometimes looks like no, and your no looks like yes. So I can't trust you. So you need to do something about it. You need to do something about trust and confidence. Okay? And sometimes I don't have confidence I'm performing well as a man, or I'm performing well as a woman because of a comment you made. Because of a comment you made or something you said. So lack of trust and confidence. Very important. Number 14. Current, common, or exclusive problems. There's a problem which has just arisen. Problem arose. And concerns that occupy the mind. Some concerns occupy my mind. Okay? And an exclusive problem we're not expecting has occurred. It can affect the frequency. So these days, it can be work-related, educationally related, in-law related. Okay, your in-law came here and something that took place. Since then, if I begin to feel you don't love my family, you have disgraced me in front of my dad, my mom, or this or that, and something you said indicates that you don't love my people and all those things, then it's difficult for us to enjoy each other's body. Okay. Number 15, the state of the body and its physiology at a particular time. The state. It has to do with age, but sometimes it's not age. The body just decided to be a little funny and behave differently. We don't know why, but these days, this is happening in my tummy, in my head, in my neck, and this and that. Things are just happening in the body. It's not that a doctor can't even explain. Okay, so the state of the body and its functioning can really affect the sexual activity, the frequency, as well as the extent. Let me give one more for this first video. Number 16, working on agreement on both sides for sexual activity. At a particular time that one partner wants to make love. What I mean is this. The agreement that we want to make love at this time. You know, the body is interesting. If you used to make love during the day because your partner works at night, and the partner switches after 2, 3, 4 years, the body has adapted to sexual activity in the day. So it has to adjust. Because now the day when you feel it, the one is going to work. It can be the other way around. Or something happened to my physiology as a result of an illness, or the body just suddenly decided to change. Or since I was laid off, since this or since that, things have changed. And if the partner is not accepting and agreeing with me and is making love at the wrong time, there are instances, not too many of them, but they happen. When I'm cooking, I want him to stop cooking and come and do it. A lady who said the husband was going out. And then he went and he came and he didn't go anymore because the feeling had come and the woman is cooking. And I had to stop cooking and go and do it. There's one lady who was cooking. The man did that, but by the time he finished, the rice and things were all burned. Well, you need self-control. Okay? Sometimes I'm concerned that the kids must sleep a little more before we do it. And you say, oh no, it doesn't matter. They're okay, we have locked our door. So they're sitting there watching TV. You see, and they wonder what we are doing inside. That one, don't worry about that. I mean, daddy and mommy are in the bedroom, lock the bedroom. So, well, but you still consider somebody's shyness, you know, but as much as possible. Daddy and mommy are in the bedroom. What if you are praying or just resting? So that one, don't use as an excuse. But if some noise is going to be made and the children sitting watching TV are going to hear it, or you're going to say no and the one is trying to force you and they'll hear some kind of noise in the room, then be concerned. Okay? In houses where, or in homes where the man sleeps in a different room, and the woman is in another room. Anytime daddy goes there and he's there in the night, what do you think they are thinking? That I should be concerned about. It should be in one room. Okay? So working on the agreement is important, because anytime I feel that you want to be doing it when I'm not ready, sometimes the men, they make love sometimes on their terms. It's only when he has finished all the preaching, all the teaching, all the Bible study, all the counseling, all the work in the hospital, all the work as a professor and making the notes for the teaching, or as a teacher. When he's finished all driving all his taxi, he's finished all his products from the market, doing all the business things. When he has finished all his music, he has come from the radio and television. When he's finished all that, then he wants to do it whether the woman is ready or not. And the thing is that while he's busy, he will scarcely keep in touch. You see? So it becomes a problem. And when the woman wants to do it, he is never ready. He is never ready. So the woman gave up, a number of them, and they are just there. Because when she's feeling and tells the man, he's always busy. It's when he has finished doing all that he wants to do and he is free according to him, then you come and do it. There's never a time to say, well, let me give myself a break. And I should satisfy my spouse. I can enjoy it too. It's your mind. And keep telling that to yourself, and come and do it. You see? This is Dr. Samuel Kisseadoo speaking in Virginia. You can call me on 1-917-741-0643. 1-917-741-0643. The email is kisseadoo@msn.com. kisseadoo@msn.com. In Ghana, call 020-812-6533. 020-812-6533. Kumasi is 0275-353-802. 0275-353-802. The Ghana code is 233. So 233-20-812-6533 or 233-0275-353-802. There's a broadcast on Joy 99.7 FM every Saturday morning, 5:30 a.m. to 6 a.m. Once a week, Saturday, Hope for Your Family, 5:30 a.m. to 6 a.m. My books are Challenge Bookstore or Challenge Bookstores. Go to Amazon.com, put in Kisseadoo, Dr. Samuel Kisseadoo, Kisseadoo. You see some of the books, including some Kindle versions. If you have a problem somewhere and you want counseling, you call us. We'll direct you to somebody anywhere in the world. Okay, you can call for free counseling. I will send text or WhatsApp messages. And we have free seminars once a month in different areas, especially in Ghana. Call us. May God bless you. And may the Lord help you to solve all the little problems that affect the frequency as well as the extent of sexual activity in your marriage. What I give you today and details, you can find it in some of my books. God bless you.